Is this passive completely useless? Yeah, pretty much. But its Madness variant does kind of have a use at least. I was very interested to know how these X produces something of Y passives worked, and if they're as useless in practice as they sound on paper. Should the game have worthless passives and items is the question I found myself asking while testing the passive Sleep produces a mist of sleep. Even just reading the full description doesn't sound useful. Create a mist of sleep when struck with sleep. Based on this, it sounds like it will only activate when an enemy inflicts you with sleep. And just to make sure, I did get a weapon that inflicts sleep and tested it on several enemies, and it didn't release any additional mist. So which enemies even inflict sleep? Well, Augur does, but that boss is completely immune to sleep, so that doesn't do anything. I think the crabs might be able to sleep you, but how often are you running into these guys? There are sleep ruins that have 2 rune bears, and rune bears are weak to being slept. But their attacks don't build up sleep, so that's not really useful beyond you running into the sleep traps. And as far as I know, that's it. There are currently no other ways for enemies to inflict sleep. There are 2 more of these passives. Rot produces a mist of scarlet rot, which for some reason RNG will not give me no matter what I do. And Madness produces a flame of frenzy. This one is slightly more interesting than it sounds because it's not a normal flame of frenzy like you might imagine, but a frenzied burst that's like a 50 cal shot of frenzy. This can trigger Libra's Madness weakness immediately upon activation. The downsides being that you have to be completely inflicted with Madness to trigger it, so you will still take the damage proc, and you can't really trigger this on demand unless Libra does his moves that give you Madness. If I had to guess, the Rot variant isn't any more useful than it seems, but I would love to hear any ideas if you have them. Having less desirable items in the game makes the more desirable stuff, well, more desirable. But should passives be almost completely useless? Probably not, and I feel like these could be tweaked to not be a completely empty slot, but still not be super desirable. I don't know, I'm just one guy. What do you think?